Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating stories of how nations transformed seemingly overnight. We're talking deep systemic changes, political upheavals, economic shifts, natural disasters, events that reshaped countries in ways that are still felt today. From the ashes of war to the rise of new ideologies, we'll explore how these pivotal moments rewrote the destinies of nations and their people. Get ready to have your preconceptions challenged, because history rarely moves in a straight line. So, buckle up because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of some of the most dramatic national transformations in modern history. Let's start with Germany after World War II. Imagine a country utterly devastated. Cities in rubble, economy in shambles, people grappling with the Nazi regime's moral weight. Not a recipe for a bright future, right? Yet, within a generation, West Germany achieved a miraculous recovery. The Marshall Plan, funded by the United States, kick-started the economy. Ludwig Erhard's economic reforms were crucial. Combined with German determination, these reforms led to unprecedented growth. By the 1960s, West Germany had become an economic powerhouse. Next, we travel to the east, to Japan in the aftermath of World War II. If Germany's story was one of rebuilding, Japan's was one of reinvention. After the devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan renounced its militaristic past and embraced pacifism and technological innovation. The road to recovery was arduous, marked by economic hardship and social upheaval. But under the guidance of visionary leaders and driven by a relentless work ethic, Japan rose from the ashes to become a global economic powerhouse. The government invested heavily in research and development, fostering a culture of innovation that led to the rise of companies like Sony, Toyota, and Panasonic. Japan's story became one of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of human ingenuity. If you found this video inspirational, don't forget to like, please comment below, and subscribe for more life-changing content. From Asia, we shift our focus to the Caribbean, to the island nation of Cuba. In 1959, Fidel Castro and his band of revolutionaries stormed Havana, overthrowing the US-backed dictatorship of Fulgencio Batista. Almost overnight, Cuba transformed from a playground for the wealthy to a communist state. The revolution sent shockwaves throughout the region and the world. Castro's revolution, while controversial, brought about significant changes. Healthcare and education were nationalized, literacy rates soared, and social programs were implemented, albeit at the cost of political freedoms and economic prosperity. The revolution led to a decades-long standoff with the United States, marked by the Bay of Pigs invasion and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuba's transformation serves as a stark reminder of the power of ideology and the enduring tensions between revolution and the established world order. Chapter 4: Iran, the Islamic Revolution. Our next stop takes us to Iran in 1979. Led by a Shah who embraced Westernization, Iran was on the cusp of modernity. But discontent simmered beneath the surface. Ayatollah Khomeini preached against Western influence, calling for Islamic values. The revolution was swift, ushering in the Islamic Republic. Virtually overnight, Iran's identity shifted. Western music and clothing were banned, and Islamic law prevailed. The revolution sent shockwaves worldwide, showcasing the power of religious fervor. Chapter 5: The Soviet Union. An empire vanishes. For our next story, we turn our attention to what was once the world's largest country, the Soviet Union. For decades, it stood as a superpower, a symbol of communist ideology locked in a global struggle with the West. But by the late 1980s, the Soviet system, burdened by economic stagnation and political repression, began to crumble. Under the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, reforms like perestroika and glasnost, intended to revitalize the Soviet system, inadvertently hastened its demise, and then, almost overnight, it was gone. The Berlin Wall fell, satellite states declared independence, and the Soviet Union fractured into 15 separate nations. The collapse of the Soviet Union was a seismic event that redrew the global map and ushered in a new era of international relations. Chapter 6: China, the Dragon Awakens. Now we journey to the world's most populous nation, China. For much of the 20th century, China was defined by Mao Zedong's Communist Revolution and the tumultuous years of the Cultural Revolution. But after Mao's death in 1976, a new leader emerged, Deng Xiaoping. Deng, a pragmatist who understood that China needed to adapt to survive, initiated a series of economic reforms that would transform the nation. He embraced market principles, opened up the Chinese economy to foreign investment, and unleashed the entrepreneurial spirit of the Chinese people. The results were nothing short of astonishing. China's economy boomed, lifting millions out of poverty and propelling China to become the economic powerhouse it is today. Deng's reforms, while controversial for their embrace of capitalism within a communist framework, fundamentally reshaped China's destiny. Chapter 7. Haiti, when disaster strikes. Our final story takes us to the island nation of Haiti. In 2010, tragedy struck when a devastating earthquake ripped through the country. In an instant, buildings crumbled, infrastructure was decimated, and hundreds of thousands of lives were lost. The earthquake, measuring a catastrophic 7.0 on the Richter scale, exposed the fragility of Haiti's institutions and the profound challenges it faced. The international community responded with an outpouring of aid and support, but the road to recovery was long and arduous. The earthquake had not only devastated Haiti's physical infrastructure but also its social and political fabric. The 2010 earthquake served as a stark reminder of the devastating power of natural disasters and the challenges faced by developing nations in their aftermath. Thanks for joining us on this whirlwind journey through some of the most dramatic national transformations in recent history. We've seen how war, revolution, economic upheaval, and even natural disasters can reshape nations and redefine the lives of their people. These stories remind us that history is not a static thing, but a dynamic, ever-evolving tapestry woven from the threads of human experience. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content, and let us know in the comments which transformation you found most fascinating and why. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.